Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode with Down Under Thunder on BeamNG Drive. They are minding their own business, driving around, actually following some sensible road rules and everything, when the Failrace Police Department spawn in and decide to ruin their day for no good reason, crash into the player car, and then proceed to give it a ticket, despite the fact the player vehicle was doing absolutely nothing wrong in any of that. So, I don't know why. I guess the police car just didn't register there was a player vehicle in the way and just took a normal line, and then when there was a crash, it's just automatic. I don't know. It's strange, but there we go. Coming up next on GTA San Andreas is again minding their own business when random police vehicle has turned up and run them over. For good luck. Don't know why. So police vehicle was out of control at the point it enters shotters. I don't quite know how that one all occurred, but there we go. We're on to Need for Speed Heat next, and continuing police-based shenanigans, shall we say. This one, I don't know what's gone on to cause all of this problem. There's one police car driving normally. There is three stationary against walls and so on with the Corvette, having found a wonderfully clever place to park. Turns out the Failrace Police Department needs some more training. Who would have thought we'd say that after all their shenanigans? Sonia up next on Need for Speed Heat with a massive crash for the Corvette. Quite a violent crash for that one. I think it clipped a lamppost that starts that one off. Now this time, the police department do their job. They can actually catch the car that's spiraled wildly through the air and landed on a wall, essentially. Yeah. Just some much training, I think, is needed. We're on to Far Cry 6 next with Matchbreakers. Actually completed a mission, got in their car, heading off to wherever the next location is, when a tuk-tuk finds out it doesn't win in a fight against very heavily armoured car. No, it gets launched miles away from said heavily armoured car, but that doesn't stop it. No, they are determined to continue going whatever direction, wherever it was that they were going. There was some airtime from the AI there trying to get their vehicle back on the road. It's got stuck against a lamppost. They figure out reverse. I presume it's got a flat front tyre. I presume that's what the sparking is from. I don't know. Crashed into some more things. I mean, it's not the greatest piece of recovery driving I've ever seen, but it does get back on the road and it's off. Calvin Tola is up next on NASCAR 21. So this is I think this is the very start of the game. Basically just loading in, it goes through a little cutscene and puts the car out on the track. Before the player has chance to have control of the car, it's spun backwards into a wall. Not a great way to start off. Not a great way to start off anything, really. Yeah, crashing before the player can do anything. Gordon found out next on F1 2021. Now, I believe they are using the pit assist, like the automatic slowdown for the pit lane that you can use. However, it's confused the game. Yeah, you're not supposed to be over there. They get reset back in the middle of the road, so next lap they try and go into the pit again, and guess what? We don't really want to be doing this properly, because we're going to go drive through the garages again. They go through the Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren garages, and now we're into some buildings, and I think it would fall through the floor, but it gets reset back on the road. Right, third time lucky. What's going to happen with this one? Nope, it's already not going very well, is it? It's already straight off towards the walls. Yeah, that race is officially screwed. That's not gone well. That's not gone well at all. Tomo Bomb up next on Assetto Corsa, the infamously dangerous Macau circuit, but it's the AIs that are causing problems in this one. The Ferrari car that we have, the camera watching on this, is on the outside as we head through, I guess, is it turn 2 here? We go through this one, gets a squeeze against a wall from a GTR, flips through the air, gives another GTR a wheelie, and everything comes clonking down. I mean, as far as Macau goes, it could be a lot worse. Could be an awful lot worse in this one. But yeah, GTR goes up the inside. The Ferrari's going a little bit wide, and the GTR very much squeeze it against the wall. And I also love that the Ferrari, after it's recovered, it has all the road and decides to get a little bit of revenge by bumping quite slowly into the car that dumped it. We stick with the Assetto Corsa, actually. We head to Spa next, with a Ferrari giving an Austin a little bit of a carry along. I think they're coming out of the pit lane here. The Ferrari was in a hurry, carries the Austin along and dumps it in front of the player car. Again, could have been an awful lot worse, to be honest with you. It was a relatively civilised. So yeah, I guess the Austin just not accelerating quick enough for the Ferrari as they come out of the pit lane. The Ferrari AI is impatient, scoops it up and is going to carry it all along, because the AIs have got to stay within the sort of marked pit lane bit, and then as we head back out onto the circuit, it has a little bit of a wiggle and dumps the Austin off. Again, could have been a worse crash, really. Kieran up next on Project Cars 2 is going for an overtake with a GT40, gets it wrong, loses the back end, can't gather it all back up in time, clonks the wall before spinning across the track, and you're waiting, and sure enough there is a big hit for the car. It spirals through the air, ends up upside down. You know, when you ping off the wall like that, you're heading towards the track with everyone's still busy racing. You're waiting for the big crash. Now, I expected it to be pretty sudden. On board, it looks like a huge shunt. Amazingly, in all of this one, for the player, it's a massive crash. Nobody else really pays any attention. The car comes across the circuit, clips the front of another GT40, which has no effect on said GT40, and everybody else goes about their race, minds their own business. There's just one car upside down. And finally, we move on to Hot Wheels Unleashed. This is one of the nastiest time trials. This is one of the last time trials that you do, and this player was apparently struggling with it, got frustrated, and just mashed the boost button with their car. It pings off a couple of walls, and amazingly, despite no steering input at all, the car lands back on the circuit. And the best thing is, it cuts out a good half of the track. Apparently there was no checkpoints around this circuit, so this is perfectly legit. At this point, it is perfectly fine to do. I mean, that would be difficult enough to do if you were trying to do it. The fact is, the car doesn't move around in the air at all. There's no steering input, there's no twisting of the car in the air. I mean, you could even go technically a little faster if you'd landed that on its wheels. There you go, 45-second lap around there. What would normally be about 1 minute, does it? 1 minute 20 something or whatever? That is a hell of a lap. Accidentally cutting out most of the lap. Well done indeed. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There shall be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.